So it is Tuesday evening. This is March 4th, and in the news this evening, Miss Bev is doing her Callaloo. So why am I talking about this Callaloo? You know, my daughter comes, and when she cleans the Callaloo, it's awesome. So Miss Shellyan comes out, guys, and she sells the Callaloo, and I said, I will get me some pak choy, but the Callaloo, I can clean it like my daughter does. She takes every leaf off. Oh my God, she does such a beautiful job cleaning the Callaloo. And Miss Shellyan said, Miss Bev, you know I appreciate you so much. Buy the Callaloo, I'll cut it up for you. So we get a couple bags of Callaloo, we cut it up, and I froze them. Now you'll notice that this is a big pot, big enough. But what happened was, when I cooked the Callaloo, the first bag of Callaloo, I was worried. I said, oh, it's too much. I'm going to put some in a container for the next day. It's a laugh out loud moment, guys. This is just to lift your spirits. It's another day of the excitement and all the things going on around us. But I have to just share, because Madam Kayla, when I was serving, she said, I gave her one piece of breadfruit, a slice of breadfruit with her Callaloo. And then she said, can I get more Callaloo, Grandma? And I'm looking at her in awe. She doesn't eat a lot. And when she said she wanted more, I hugged her so tightly and gave her more. And then, guys, she had another helping before we went to bed. That was her snack. She wanted more Callaloo. She said, Grandma, I love this Callaloo. And in the morning she went to school, so she had her cereal and orange, and I think she got a banana with her orange, and she went to school. And when I went, I only had a small serving left of the Callaloo, so I had that for my breakfast. So tonight, guys, we're cooking Callaloo again. She's going to be tired when she gets home. And so I'm cooking the Callaloo, so Madam Kayla will have a blast. I am so thankful to see her eating her vegetables. So guys, I just wanted to add this in to the reflections of today. I just remembered how she enjoyed it. And as I poured it from the bag and get ready to add the seasoning to it, some onions and peppers and garlic and tomato, I just remembered her little face when she said, Grandma, can I have some more? Make it a good evening, guys. More reflections coming up. All right, so again, it's Tuesday evening, and in the news today, I just want to reflect on a few things here. This is your girl, Miss Bev, and thank you for subscribing, and please remember to ring the notification bell so that you will get notified when I drop another reflection. So today was considered Peace Day today. They were asking that people would speak, Jamaicans should speak peace and live peace. But as I thought about that part of it, as I was reflecting on that piece, I said, why only today? Why not let us live peace every day? Speak peace every day, because it is so much easier to live in peace and speak peacefully one to another. It is so much better than the wars and the put downs and the bad words and the disrespect. So let's not only set aside one day to speak peace and to live peace, but let us make sure we do it every day. What do you think? Then, on a sad note, we have a Jamaican man who died at the U.S. Embassy in Kingston this morning, and after he experienced some medical emergency. What I really like is how they protected his privacy, and so there isn't a lot of information out there regarding the situation. And I as I thought about it, I said, how many people have died and or met in accidents or whatever happened, and it's all on video. Somebody had to capture it. They don't care about the integrity of somebody who is incapacitated, who cannot do anything to change the position they're in. They just ready with the cameras to put the videos out there to get the views. And so I commend those people at the embassy for just protecting this man's privacy and his family's privacy. And I will say now, condolences to his family and his friends. We also look at Flow and Digicel suffering so badly from vandalism. So there was a lot of customers who experienced disruptions in their services today. Seems like people are finding value in the cables, so they are stealing them, which leaves folks without their service. Again, it's like in America where they would steal the wires because of the copper in it. The copper is what they sell because people are willing to buy it. And so this is such a sad thing, because you know that hospitals need the services, the police, they need the services. Everybody needs their service for just in case, you know. And so when they vandalize these things, services are disrupted, and then it can create chaos. So in Jamaica, it just seems like 1 foot forward, then 3 or 4 or 5 feet backward. People trying to build, and you have those who just continue to tear down. And they don't think. They might get a couple dollars, but look at the damages that are being done. You get just a few dollars for a pound of copper, however the copper is sold. But look at how much damages are done when you know, from these things being stolen and the disruption in so many people's internet services. And we also have another situation with the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC. Remember, in the days gone by, we had JOS, Jamaica Omnibus Services. Now we have JUTC. And so it was reported some months ago how large amounts of their fuel have been stolen from the Spanish Town depot. Now, this fuel, they said, is the ultra low sulfur diesel. And the total value that was stolen so far was as high as 26,845,600. You know what that 26 is? 26 millions, my people. $26 million, $845,600 per month of this fuel that has been stolen. So you're telling me that you have a big place like this and you don't have cameras set up, you don't have people set up, or is it the people who are in there selling this thing? You know, I remembered years ago when I lived in Jamaica and we had the public works, and they would like give up material to do things, and half of that material was stolen and sold. And those things continued even in this time when so much technology is around, so many cameras are up, so many ways to deflect from these things. These are taxpayers who are suffering with these losses. So when you look at these things, you know that it cannot be just a regular little guy walking up in there and stealing this amount of fuel. It has to be deeper than that, my people. Tell me what you think in the comments. How can you have over 26 million, almost $27 million worth of fuel stolen from a facility, and nobody, like, and then the minister for transportation and all of that, Minister Vaz, he stated that the theft is now significantly curtailed. What does that mean, significantly curtailed? Why can't it be totally curtailed? He says the theft is still happening, but is a few $1 million less. Okay, he said it could have cost $322,147,200 a year if they didn't curtail it. And this is a cost to taxpayers. What a shame. What a disgrace. You know what? All that money, all the things that we look at schools and see how the resources are so limited. The resources are so limited in these schools for these children to be successful. You know, some of that money could go towards supplementing textbooks for children. It could go towards so much more. Free lunches for children. Children don't need a Nutri-Bun for lunch because they cannot afford a hot lunch. All this money being stolen from one facility. It is ridiculous. It's really shameful. And Jamaica, we have to do better. Taxpayers are already carrying too much on their backs. Too much. And when this thing is going out, we know that people, somebody in high places know about this. 26 million per month. My goodness gracious. So now they claim that they've put police, they've deployed police to patrol, and so they're finding their seizures. They have deployed more police officers who are seizing the stolen gas and making arrests. Why wasn't this happening from beginning? So Jamaica, we have to do better. We really have to do better, because the more we the more these things happen, is the more burdensome it becomes on taxpayers' back. It's the more, instead of the country going forward again, we talk about Digicel, instead of going forward, instead of progressing, we are going backwards, because all of this fuel that's been sold, whose pocket the monies are going into, right? Whose pockets? Whose pockets? And yet it's the taxpayers that they're looking at to eat these costs. And finally, my reflection today is on immigration. And I chose this topic as I was looking over the topics for today. There was a lady who called in on a show, and she was talking about her situation with her green card. And I had said it before, that people who are looking to do business marriages have to look out for scams. You have, I shared the story of my friend whose own friend, we've been friends from way back, and it's that third friend who brought somebody from Florida to Connecticut to marry my friend. And she knew the person wasn't legitimate to marry anybody to give them a green card. Yet, she brought the person to my friend. And my friend works hard. She was a hard worker and had invested her monies well. Her brother-in-law would buy homes and they would fix them up. He was a carpenter, something like that. So when the houses he got them to fix up, she was able to purchase 2 homes while she's working without her green card. And the friend who was eating and drinking with her from her space at the time, when she left and moved to Florida, she brought a person and said, oh, he could help her to get her papers. Come to find out, after marriage and everything, and when she realized what was going on, she says, no, the boy wanted half of what she have. Didn't even marry to her a year. Didn't help her to get her papers because he couldn't. And when the divorce need to take place, he wants half of what the girl had to work for. Create a lot of problems, put her into some, but God is good. So we have to put God first. And thank God she escaped with her life. Boy wouldn't come out our house, wouldn't leave, wouldn't even determine, almost kill her in our space. So tonight, as I reflect on this immigration thing, I am thinking back of the lady a couple of days on a call show where she was talking about her friend who brought her somebody to marry her and charge her supposed to be $15,000, $5,000 for the friend to find the person for her, and $10,000 for the person who was going to do the thing. They got married. She paid over $5,000, and when the papers come through, she would pay the other $5,000. So she paid up $10,000, and then COVID happened. She said when she realized the person he was on child support, didn't have any menial jobs, was in and out of little jobs because didn't want to pay the child support. A lot of things were wrong with the situation that she didn't know. Was an alcoholic. And so monies get exchanged over, and then all of a sudden now, all these years, COVID came. She said there were times when she would try to reach him, can't reach him, but then she'll be able to reach him again. And then COVID happened, and until now, she's still sitting there, have no papers, out $10,000. When she talked to the friend says, I did my part. I found you somebody. So let us be cautious, guys. As I said, it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. And, I pray for you guys. I really do pray for you guys, because some of you work hard. But understand that if you have 15,000 to go pay somebody for a green card, you could have come home. That's almost $2 million that you could come home with. But again, with all the things that go on here in Jamaica, again, I understand why you're afraid. But it's a catch-22. Catch-22. So, one person asked, this question to Miss Walker Huntington. Will my marriage status affect my visa filing? She says that her sister filed for her when she was married. But she said now she's divorced and she wants to know how it will affect her filing. So, Mrs. Walker Huntington told her that if a U.S. citizen files a petition for a son or a daughter, the petition is placed in F1. F1, I think, is a first in a first preference. You have parents and children and spouse. They get that F1 status. That preference category. If they get married after they're filed for, that preference status changes. That category changes. And that it's moved to an F3. So your wait time is going to move from 9.5 years to 14.5 years if you get married. And this is as of March 2025. So a lot of people are told that if your parents file for you, the men who have the children here and they decide to bring them up because they got married and somebody sponsored them and they're up there legally and they decide to file for the children. If the children are underage, yes, I remember like when we got through, my sister was the eldest, I was under 24, and so my brother, myself, and my other little sister, we were called first. And I got through, my brother got through, my little other sister, she waited. And then my big sister had to wait. And then she had a daughter, had a child, so it was different. But then eventually, I think 2 years later, or a year later, they did get through to come. If a green card holder, not a citizen, if a green card holder files for their children, a son or daughter, and they get married, the petition is voided. A green card holder filing a petition for a child, and that child gets married, then they void the petition. As I was saying, when it came to us, they had told us that, but this was years ago, that it's the need. The younger the child, it's the more that child needs a parent. The older you get is the less you need the parent. That's why it takes so much longer time when the older the child is. It takes a longer time for them to get called for their interview. So, as you prepare to file your petitions, and as you prepare to do what you have to do to get your green cards, as I said, pray first. This is just my personal opinion. I've not been in the situation where I have to be running and looking over my back. I thank my mom often because I said, when I look at the situation of many, and we were able to go to America and and do well. I just say, let's pray for those who are running around trying to seek better, I think. And may God open doors for them where they are. So that's it for tonight. As I reflect on some of the things that went on today, March 4th, I'm just hoping and praying that as we continue onward and upward, we may live more peacefully and we may speak more peacefully one to another. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to press that thumbs up button. And don't forget to leave a comment. Tell me how you feel. Tell me what's on your mind tonight. Good night.